Good morning. Good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so I have modified, there's actually earlier class yesterday, the app was not updated. So that was the problem. So now screen is coming, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we'll continue. This is very interesting topic. We have taken many classes. So, it is about creation of perception, having perception or, understanding perception and analyzing perception. So when I say perception differently, it can be, uh, understood and, taken into account. So therefore, three, different supportive systems create social perception. One is the characteristics of perceiver, the person who, you know, generates perception, and then one side, on the other hand there is another person, whom, perception can be generated, and then situation also matters here. So in situation there are two things, interaction context and strength of situational cues. So what does it mean? See, the more you engage and interacting with someone or somebody, there is a possibility for you to reduce negative perception, right? Just if you talk one time or occasionally, it means somebody say, I know that person, very closely. You might have heard the statement, somebody used to say, I know him very closely, with closeness, I studied him, I know I know him better than her, I know her better than anybody else. So here, uh, knowing someone closely means involving in a lot of, extended interaction. Yeah, so perception, this communication matters, a lot in perception. This is wonderful. This is one thing, right? Then strength of situation, situation should be positive, situations should be uh, feasible. What I can say, it should be immediately, can be recalled, so that such a momentous, how do we say, uh, that time, it's like it could be pleasant situation, right? And complete and enjoyment, and then see some sort of impressive situation, we can say, um, right? So that situation, matters a lot. So, and then, everything impresses here: character, the person, uh, and then another person, and the situation. Three contribute towards the creation of social perception. Then here, you know okay, so it results in social perception. Three things: perceiver characteristics, target characteristics, situational characteristics, results in social perception. That is okay. And then before resulting, they produce something like impression, impression about it. So first impression is best, some people say. Even if in interviews, also, if you face any job interview, within just, uh, 50 seconds, just like, less than 1 minute, within 50 seconds, panel members should be impressed by your style of, speaking, style of behaving, style of showing your nonverbal cues, whatever it is, right? So If see judgment, immediately within 50 seconds, less than 1 minute. That's the interview, skill. So how, immediately, they just look at your appearance, your mood, face is the index of mind, right? Whether you're optimistic or pessimistic, or you have any plans or strategy, or or simply you have any intention or purpose, everything it should be revealed by observation, because their interview panel is not, it isn't consist, it doesn't involve like fools and stupids, right? They're experts. So if you take any job interview, they're all qualified subject experts. But that is another thing, that is different issue. So in India, many talent, people face difficulty, in getting employment, because that is different issue. Because India, has different. It's I can say 50%, different factors influence the interview rather than theory, rather than the knowledge, fun, money, power, connection, influence, the government system, rules, regulations. So they're all, at last they should be compromised, right? So but 50%, so that should be, even if you take any best institution or best organization, only 50% of the people do very good performance, the best performance. And if we say, it's one of the top most, like look at ISC, or one of the best IIT, one of the best NIT, right? Even if you like the classroom as well, out of 100 students, only 50% should be, strong enough, they're nationally or internationally competent, not all. So the system, doesn't demand uh, equal results, in India. So therefore, some you might have say, you might know some of your friends also joined in IITs, right? Do you know? Are you aware of it? Some of your friends, or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when you talk to in person, like not officially, informally, and then they say, no difference at all sometimes, right? And then sometimes they say, it is difficult, rather than NIT, right? So therefore, the best, so-called the best, also has a problem, because it is the best for not all. It is the best for, for everyone. So it's not a best for everyone. It is the best for the, it's the best in its own context, in its own situation, so that whoever situates in that situation, whoever adjusts in that situation, will emerge as a leader. And also you might see, recently, I saw a lot of articles, media, newspapers articles, they have started on session, every week or something, dropouts of IIT, what are the, uh, what is their achievement, every week, they take one story and then write, did you read any, maybe it comes as anybody saw, dropouts of IITs, their success and their achievement also, is carried out. And some other hand, IIT is also, because they're IIT dropouts, that's why they succeeded. They're not the university dropouts of that. It's a funny thing, it's a funny thing. That this is why social perception, how, see, if you, even if you fail, after fail, you get success, and that credit also, system takes. The credit also, the system takes. So this is what the social perception. This is what the social perception, right? If you get success, that also they take, if after fail, also, uh, if you work individually and then later they also take credit because of, that's what, right? So therefore, the strength, situation has a strength here. What is a strength? Situation has a strength. That's why in the beginning, some of the classes I told, there are two students, one student, Delhi example, and then one, remote places of Jharkhand. So the situation makes the person, of, the person who resides in Delhi, you know, gets more benefits, and then, perception is more for him. What is more? The perception is more for him. Am I right? Can you guess it? This is what, social perception. And why people, believe in this perception? You see, even, I just, most of the time I talked with, I used to talk to my colleagues here, in department and other departments, the other faculty. So they always talk about, okay, that IIT is like that NIT is like that, this is like this, that's like that. Why do they, they create while talking itself, involving in a discourse, interaction itself. They, you know, sometimes they appreciate other institutes, sometimes they, depreciate also, they, they discourage also, here some of the problems. So these all this, informal or rumors, rumor based interaction also, that is bound to situation, to any situation, creates sort of a certain, type of impression among the people, certain sort of impression among the people, just keep in mind. Then, now there are different things, people generally, create, manage the impression. So what is, impression management? So in management, subject in discipline called the management. IAM, if you go to IAM or in any management schools, B schools we call, right? A process, it's a process by which individuals try to control the impression others have of them. See, it is like impression management. It's try to not to hurt someone, try to manage, a friendliness, try to, continue, try to show the continuity of respect and all that. So here, process by which individuals tries to control the impression, okay, others have of them. Because, if I want to talk to one of the higher officer, whoever may be, director, vice chancellor, whoever may be, the minister. So, whatever comes to my mind, I cannot speak, when I start to speak with them, right? What should I do? So that, you should get best impression of about me, right? You should get, this is example, and you should get best impression. Are we together? Are you all listening?
Yes, sir.
So you
Sir.
should get best,
Yes.
yes. Okay, so you should get the best impression about me. Then what should I do now? Right? If you want to talk to your head of the department, any other staff and officers, dean, registrar, director, and any other, higher officers, for that matter. So don't call them by name. Don't call them by. That's why in Western, uh, Western countries, they, Mr. Sam, all that they say. That, in that, that doesn't, create much more impression. And as far as an Indian now, this because we always get emotional, immediately, so they get, they say sometimes they feel, that higher officers, they feel they get hurt by their ego, how dare, my staff, my, subordinate, somebody is the below to me, and then how dare he, uses my name. He will not say that, but does he think or not? What we have to do instead of name dropping, what he has to, what one has to do, what we have to do, hmm? to create, to maintain the continuity of impression. What you have to do, you have to, sir, madam, there are many things, right? Huh? Respect it. That's why, if there is a debate or, arguments in the court, lawyer knows the name of the judge also. How does he call? By name or any other? Hmm? I think you saw the name. What is that word they're using? Your Honor. And then, my Lord. Right? Right? Did you listen some of the films, lawyers, request or deliver their arguments in front of judge. So nowhere, judge name is spelled. Nowhere judge name is pronounced. So therefore, name dropping is one strategy. What is it? It's a one strategy. So that through which we can, create impression. Another one, appearance. Modest, not as stylish. And this I'm talking, when we start interview skills, we'll talk about how, appearance should be there, formally. Self-description, this is very important. So whether, when you describe yourself, somebody else, you introduce yourself first before, you start speaking to anyone. So that introduction itself, different issues, you explain, you describe or reveal, right? So you talk about the place you have come from, you talk about the educational qualifications you had, and then you also reveal the place, institutions where you got admission, education, everything. Then after listening, they may get impression, they may get impression. So okay, when I say, I got my PhD from one of the best institution, IIT, whatever it is, or I am. So people immediately get impression, right? If you go to college or some of the district, government run colleges, and then say you have a degree, you have a BTech degree of, the best NIT from the best NIT. So what impression do they gain? Do they get? Do they get positive or negative impression?
Positive impression.
Positive. So therefore, you have to, flatter. What I say. It's like appreciate. What I can say. See, praise, not yourself. You have to praise the situation. In which you have arrived. You have to, uh, what I can say in a brief, you have to highlight, the place, the institution, the background, the language, everything about yourself, so that they'll get good impression. This is not again a flatter, praising, not completely. Again, this is a negative, side effect also. Like we have like side effects nowadays for everything. Yeah, food, everything side effects, medicines, but it's good. Even uh, sugar has a side effect, right? It's a sweet, but it kills the more, if you consume the more, right? You cannot say, okay, it's a sweet, there is no problem in it. On the other hand, there is something in a neem tree. It is a bitter, but it doesn't give any side effects. Did you understand? You know, truth is a bitter, but it hurts. Are we together? So truth is bitter. It hurts many because people like lies, fake all the time. So therefore, praise, fine, not manage everything, right? Manage everything. Name dropping. When I say name dropping, don't you don't enter into that, forget of names, right? You remember, you know that, but don't pronounce it. Yeah? Don't pronounce it, right? So you say, no, I don't know. I don't call the person by name because I don't know his name. You cannot say, right? Can you say? No, you cannot say. And favors. What is this favor? Yeah? Supports. Can you do me a favor? They say, can you do me a favor? Somebody asks, something, helping, extending the help, helps. So this, help, creates impression, right? And then sometime, you don't all the time, disagree. This is also problematic, some people are very arrogant and rude, and then in a word I can say they are completely ignorant, they never listen to others. They all the time ignore others' opinion, and then whatever other person say, argue, they never accept, right? You have to, to create an impression, you have to agree with opinion of others, right? So balance it, not like completely agreeing, all the time. What happens? It becomes like submissive, you lose everything, identity. Then certain time it is required, certain time. Balancing is itself, I'm telling you, creates impression. Balancing, this is what the impression, management. Yeah. Attribution, what is this attribution theory? How does it work? Quality, something, action, with your personality, right? With your, how you, see something, action of regarding something, what you do, what is the result, right? So therefore, what I can say in a brief, the action of your behavior, the action of your personality, that's what, attribution. So it explains how individuals pinpoint the causes of their own behavior or that of others. Causes, and the results of the action you performed, the results of, the findings of your behavior. That's what attribute. You say, I attribute something to this. Contribute in a sense. Results. Got the point? Attribute, contribute. Right. So information, cues for attribution. Information gathering, attribution, information gathering. Three there, consensus, agreement, okay, distinctiveness, and a uniqueness. Unique, something different, something very, very, unique quality. What do you say? Unique quality. right? So it's something unique quality. Then consistency, the continuity. What is consistency? People use this word all the time. Consistence. Since the beginning to end, there should be same line of path. No diversion, no distraction, no backing. Only going on the front. Going front. Right. So this is the uh, phase. These are the ways through which uh, attribution. The causes of your own action, behavior, the results of your own behavior can be witnessed, can be reasoned. Resulted. And this is positive thing. Attribution is positive, but it is also negative. Biases. There's some bias. Some people are bias. What is bias meaning? Negative.
Differentiate.
Differentiate or simple word, but another word you see is different. Bias means partiality, partiality treatment, not equal, unequal. Okay, you see, unequal treatment. It's a dangerous, to avoid. So this is fundamental attribution error, we call it. Tendency to make attributions to internal causes when focusing on someone else's behavior. Right. So what does it mean? You see, you know, you have to differentiate, internal and external things, because see, when we talk about somebody publicly, don't, talk about the personal issues, right? People, if you don't like someone, you dig into everything, some people dig into everything, each and every observation, they do, and then personally, publicly, everything, they malign, the image of another person. They, they spoil the image of another person. So therefore, here what we have to do, when you want to analyze someone's behavior, there is something, private aspects are there. You cannot enter into that private world. You cannot enter into that private world. Personal, you say, see, see, because here, suppose I'm a faculty, right? See, I want to apply for leave. Okay. So what I have to do now? Because see, I have my own family. There are many various reasons, various issues will come, and immediately I need to, there is one private, or personal issue will be there. So I feel, I don't want to reveal that news to public. Now, what should I do? Tell me. Are you aware of this situation? Here, administration wants, okay, tell me the reason. Tell us the reason why you want to leave. Now, what should I do now for this connection? Can anybody guess what can be done? Because the situation arises to me personally, that issue cannot be revealed to anyone. It is purely personal, private. Now I need leave. Leave is public, right? So because I'm working in a public institute, so leave sanctioning is public, but reason is personal. Now, should what can be done? Can you guess what can be done here in this context?
So you can directly say due to private reasons.
Hello. You see, automatically, the internet got, went off and then it got stopped. Now it's coming.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is the problem of, even Google Meet also, because it's a problem. Somebody told me everywhere. Uh, Windows, okay. Just half an hour it has left. Okay, so I used to explain one incident, right? Where did I stop? Are we together?
Yes, sir. You were
I,
asking for the what to say to the administration
yeah.
for the
So
leave.
between personal and public, can anybody guess what is the situation here? How to avoid see what I can say how to avoid the biases here. This is very important fundamental attribution here because one action is that my behavior is something personal and then the results are different error how to stop this error here. So then the rule says here while giving application I need not mention the the reason. You just use the word personal. you know that's what the public rule personal. If when I use the word personal in my leave application, even private company or government company, whatever it is, they cannot say anything, they cannot ask, they cannot compel you to reveal the this is what the you know one has to do. I just use the word personal reasons, then they will sanction leave. And if again another complaint comes, okay, why this person takes leave unnecessarily, and then some committee comes, inquiry comes, starts, and then they'll ask everything, confidential information they'll ask. Tell me, you got many leaves on the reason of personal problems. Now reveal, all the problems confidentially. Only concerned person, So now I have to prove, I have to now in this way, second stage, you know, provide the reason with the document they ask. Provide with the reasons with the documents. Okay, what are the problems you had? You got many leaves, right? While sanctioning, they cannot say anything immediately. They have to, therefore, they're required to sanction. But after that, and if any problem comes, why this fellow unnecessarily takes leaves? Then they may think, if they think, administration thinks they can, ask the reason, with proof. Then I have to produce some. See here, here is some kind of, some people do some plans here, they don't want to reveal exactly see reason, the same reason, but they do, I had health problems, all that, and they say, and then they give, they manage with these doctor certificate, all that, in India it happens everywhere, right? And then they can say, no, I had not well, all that, some medicine tablets, all that, and they show, and then that will be closed. So what is the message here? Personal is personal. You cannot, if you feel it damages your integrity, you don't want to reveal it. You never reveal it. If you don't want to keep them personally, because personally or confidentially, you know, you only some, there is some kind of a reliability. Only you can share with it, not all. Right. So therefore, actual reason is different. Some people do differently. Self-serving bias, a tendency to attribute one's own success to internal causes and one's failures to external. This is very dangerous thing. See, how do I explain this thing? Someone got success. Okay, suppose someone got success, and you know, in the process of getting success, he got many help from many people. Okay, This is situation, he might have got many help. After getting success, he forgets all the help, he received from many people. Then he claims, he boosts himself, herself, or she or he. I was the only reason, I'm the only reason for my success. Nobody is the reason. I will not give any credit to anybody for my success. Then what he feels, everything, he can, uh, he or she, devotes, what I can say, reasons for his success, for internal, his own related, not external things. And then another hand, somebody has a failures, somebody failed in something, right? And the failure, for the reason for failure, instead of, maybe why he failed, his own problems, because of due to his own problems he failed. But the failure he blames to others, externally he blames to others, because somebody suggested me to do that's the reason. No, I did, and then I didn't get a success. Otherwise I was never interested at all. See, people blame others for their failures. People take credit for their success, by themselves. Many levels, many people, but there is the other level also that's good. You have to do reverse, you have to do reverse, vice versa. If you do vice versa, that's also good. But don't do this bias, self-service, you have to avoid self-centric approach, to avoid, because we are the part, we are the part of society. We are just like, we do our roles, William Shakespeare said, whole world is a stage, we are actors, we do act. That's whole world is a stage, we are just like actors here. So you do your acting, you do your role, you perform your roles, meanwhile some others also, and other people also perform their own roles. What's the problem? Why you overtake others' role? The question comes, this cannot be there. Why you overtake others' roles, right? No need to overtake others' roles, right? Okay, so after many classes, we understood perception, personality, and attribution. Attribution means the results of your your behavior, your thinking, your perception, your personality. That's what here personality, that's the definition we gave. Perception we gave. Attribution is action, result. Different variables. Behavior. What is behavior? Behavior is equal to the person and the environment. This is all. And then there's something called interactive this is the interaction psychology. There are many things here clubbed here. You do one thing, I'll forward this mail, this document to your Sia, and she will circulate to all. Read step by step, it is easy. Okay, different theories also, and the big five traits also are there, and and then personality in personality characteristics in organization. That is very, very important, organization, because we are working publicly, we are working in public institution, right? That's what self efficacy, self-esteem, and self-monitoring. Three are things you need to keep in mind. What is this? Okay, this is again that low self-monitor and high self-monitors. These are the statement, not to worry. And test, don't worry, because we're not doing offline classes, so that we can have done some, should have done some, or we might have done. And then MD, MBTI, these are all the part of tests. social perception is very, very important, So therefore, we have to create a perception about ourselves socially. We have to create a perception about our institution, socially. That's why some students, share good news about NIT, in WhatsApp, Facebook, email, also talk about this. Okay, this is the change, this is the change, right? This is what, and also it has a limitation. You have to avoid. Errors are there, and then to achieve that social perception, one needs to what? One needs to create impression. The question might come: what is the role of impression in creating social perception? With examples you have to give. With examples you have to give. An example. Avoid the biases. That's all. Any questions? That's all. Ask. Feel free to ask any questions. Again, we have a class tomorrow. No. When we have again? Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yes. We'll come up with a new topic. So far we have talked two topics, right? Emotional intelligence, and then this one, personality perception and attribution. When is your mid-semester exam? Not yet fixed, right?
Not fixed, sir, but
Okay.
maybe in second week of March.
That's good. Okay, by that time we'll continue. We'll finish two more topics. Not a problem. So then you can leave now.
Thank you,
See you
sir.
next class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.